Hello, my name is John Anhalt. I go primarily by the screen name Nagarjuna Online. I am the primary creator of LeakBuster. This comes from some of my own ideas of coaching students for many years and just playing online myself for many years. And in this video, I'm going to take my own recent database, really all information from the past year, and use LeakBuster on it to expose some of my own leaks, primarily to show how you can use LeakBuster on winning players' databases, losing players, all that kind of stuff. I'm primarily a high winning player. I've played stakes up to 10, 20 for quite a number of hands in the past. I play in the last year much lower stakes because I don't play nearly as often as I used to online. But as you can see, I'm clearly a winning player. I've won at fairly high rates, and even in the past, actually won much, much higher than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open up LeakBuster, and I'm going to go into a complete analysis and kind of really break down in detail how you can use this information here, and you'll be surprised at how accurate it is and why so many players that no matter what stakes they are playing, they use LeakBuster as really an intuitive guide for understanding their game much more in depth. Now, as an online poker player myself, someone who considered themselves several years ago to be a professional player, all my income came from either playing or coaching. I want to give my quick and honest assessment about why I think LeakBuster will benefit any level of player, whether you are crushing high stakes, you're a struggling mid stakes player, you're doing fairly well at small stakes, or you're just learning, playing in the micros. Whatever level you are, there is something in here that is will easily pay for itself. And depending on where you are and what's going on in your game, it's going to pay for itself several times over. So the goal of this video is really to give you an honest assessment of how you can use this to make yourself a better player. And it has to be an honest assessment because we give 100% money back guarantee. Um, I don't want anyone using this software on a personal level from myself if they don't feel like they're really benefiting from it. So I'm going to go through some of these steps and explain how this really works beyond just kind of the grading parts of LeakBuster, and really show from if you're a beginning player all the information you can get to where you're a much more advanced player, like myself, that has played and really beaten high stakes games at a high rate, how you can use information in here that will make your job of understanding your game and your weaknesses that much easier, and easily will pay for itself. So let's begin. The first screen that comes up here is your step one simple view. The first thing you're ever going to do when you run LeakBuster is run a complete analysis, go over all your hands, pick which game you primarily play. You can do one and then the other, and then let it do its work. Depending on your database size, it's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to pause this video, let it do its thing, and then come back and talk about some of the results and what LeakBuster has found. So LeakBuster has completed its analysis on that size database that I had, which was a fairly decent size. A lot of data mined hands actually in there, which slows down the speed. It took roughly 7 minutes. Um, so when it's done, you're going to see this screen come up. This is your step one simple view mode. This basically lists all of the leaks that you have in order of importance on your left-hand side, and then also groups them into 5 different categories. Your critical, very important, and important are definitely leaks that you're going to want to spend some time on. And as you go further down the list, there are things that you should start investigating and slowly looking into, but these first 3 categories are definitely the most important. If I take an honest assessment of my own game, there's some things that I suspected were issues that LeakBuster is confirming for me. Check calling with weak made hands on all 3 streets. Check call 3 streets. These are similar leaks and they're at the top. On the right hand, it'll tell you what step LeakBuster found this in, so you can click on that particular step and get more detailed analysis. Um, there's some other things here uh, that I kind of thought would probably be a leak, which 4-bet bluffing, maybe a little bit too much and not in the right spot. And this one that I wasn't aware of, which was open raising small suited aces in early position, which I do a lot, and honestly would have had no idea that it was a significant leak if LeakBuster hadn't pointed that out. And there's a number of other leaks and things going on here. And most of the steps will have videos or accompanying modules that you can click on that will teach you about and kind of just give you some ideas about how to plug those leaks. All of the videos are done by professional winning players, so you get a lot of good feedback. If you are winning mid and high stakes players, you're not going to get as much value from those parts of LeakBuster. If you're a micro and small stakes player, even if you're winning or losing, you're going to still get value from a lot of those videos and just a lot of the general suggestions and advice that are in LeakBuster. But definitely, as you move into the mid and high stakes, this isn't where you're going to get the most value. Where you're going to get the most value is that it's going to highlight very simply some of the areas that you really need to investigate, and it's going to find areas that you really weren't aware of. LeakBuster currently, as it stands right now, looks into over 470 different potential leaks that you can have in your game. And we're adding more in-depth analysis as we go. So probably by the time you even watch this video, you'll even look for more areas and more leaks. Now, if I want, I can go into my advanced view. This is going to show all the different steps in detail, along with kind of showing you how you're progressing with those leaks in a chart format. You can quickly have an overview of all the different steps along with advice. Or you can just keep it in the simple mode, and this will not only show you all the same information, but also rank and categorize what you should work on first. So when you run a complete analysis, LeakBuster is essentially running all these steps and then ranking, categorizing, and prioritizing what your most important leaks are, and providing a format so you can go through and find those easily. When you do start plugging leaks, it's going to show you where these are moving up and down by giving you a plus and minus, and letting you know that, yeah, you're starting to work on this is becoming better, and it's moving down the leak scale. Now, every level player is going to benefit from this step, whether you're crushing high stakes or you're an absolute beginning micro stake player. For players that are doing really well, let's say in the mid and high stakes games, most of the value they're going to get in LeakBuster will be from this step, step 4, step 6, step 7, and step 8. All the steps for every level of player will be of benefit, but step 2, step 3, and step 5 less so for more experienced players. The other steps, there's a lot more things that you can tweak and play around with, and look a little bit more in depth than you would in some of the other steps. So I'm going to briefly go through some of these steps and highlight where the value really is. Now, steps 2 and 3 are fairly similar, so I'm going to go into step 2 and then briefly touch on step 3. These steps really get the most attention in LeakBuster, primarily I think because they have the neat little grading and scoring going on, which those are well and good, but and they're really, the primary goal is just a way of showing progress and kind of how far off you are in an area. People who are highly critical of something with stats don't really, I think, understand the significance of how stats really do relate overall, and they kind of are clues into someone's game. I personally, when I used to coach, I could take anyone's database, get a quick snapshot of a lot of the stats that are in the step 2 of LeakBuster, and give you really a complete overview of what kind of player you were. And that's why this isn't just as simple as, oh, you need to be fitting into a particular stat range. All these stats together create a picture of what is going on with someone's game, and that's the importance of it. And I think critics of LeakBuster, the some that are out there, and I know online poker community is kind of highly uh, critical and skeptical at times, which I naturally am too, of course, which is good to be, but you don't want to do it to a point where you miss potential good information. The good information here is you're going to see hundreds of millions of winning players analyzed and very definitive points where drop off, huge drop offs in win rates occur. So when you mouse over any of these stats, you're going to get an idea of how the win rates progress or degress or digress. So you can not only kind of see where your stat is, you can get an idea of, well, if I do push it in or out of some of these recommended ranges, what can I potentially expect? Is it really, is a potential to fall off the cliff here? The bottom line, I think, in poker or any kind of game is experiment and see what really does work for you. But I'll definitely tell you that LeakBuster, the way it's laid out, it's for a reason, and these stats come together to show a very good picture. If you're not doing well in the game, you're gonna find areas right here really quickly where if you started to go in depth even more in your game into some of these other steps, you're gonna find out that these really are leaks.